My name's Corey Citron. I'm a co-founder and our Chief Marketing Officer here at Yoli, and I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time to join us this evening. I know there's a lot you could be doing with your time, and once it's gone, you can't get any back, and so it really is precious, and we're going to value your time and take about 20 to 30 minutes maximum to walk you through an overview of Yoli. And, you know, I want to start here, mute out the background noise there, but I'll start by sharing that obviously we find ourselves in a very, very difficult economy. I'm sure that everyone would agree, especially what's happened with the stock market recently and what's happening around the world, that things are difficult for the average American. And one thing that I think everybody realizes is that the good old days aren't coming back. People are tightening their belts. Companies are not hiring. They're automating. Foreclosures are continue to plague the marketplace, and at best the job market won't recover for years and years and years. And so we can take a look at that as a negative, or of course we can take a look at it as a positive. And that's what we've chosen to do here at Yoli. Yoli has planted our flag and entrepreneur in the sand here for free enterprise. We're about the new economy that's forming and creating millionaires, creating six-figure earners, creating part-time earners that are creating more income than on their full-time job because they didn't sit back and complain. They got busy and they got proactive and they found something in an emerging industry, and we're going to talk a little bit about it here because Yoli, which is an Aztec word that means to live, is a home-based business, okay? It's called direct selling, word-of-mouth marketing. You can call it what you want, but it's an industry that's absolutely exploding because it's really the ordinary person's best chance to create extraordinary success without having to have a ton of money in the bank, without having to have a lot of experience, without having to have even a lot of time. And so my partners and I have been participating and been very successful in the home-based business arena for pretty much our entire adult lives. We've been million-dollar producers. One of my partners is an author. He wrote a very popular book called How to Select a Network Marketing Company. We did so well that fortunately we decided to self-fund our company. In other words, we didn't go to any outside investors. We thought it was really important to maintain control because as distributors in the field for many, many, many years, we understood what it took and what it takes to be successful, either in yesterday's marketplace or now today's rapidly changing marketplace. And so we put together an incredible company here. Over the last 2 years, we've been laying the foundation for some explosive growth. And here you see our company headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. We've got almost 12,000 square feet there, which would be our call center, our corporate office, and our warehouse where we ship all our products out to everyone from. And when we launched Yoli, we took a look at the marketplace, and there are so many health and wellness companies that call themselves health and wellness companies, but at the end of the day, when you look at their products, despite the names that they may have, like for instance Purity over here on the left, the products are anything but healthy. In fact, you can see this one here has 14 grams of sugar, but there's 2 servings per container. I don't know what person would think that 30 grams of sugar is healthy. In our lifetime, we'll actually consume 2 elephants of sugar. And so most of the products you see out there are pasteurized. They're loaded with sugar, if not artificial flavors, and all sorts of chemicals. And we said, you know, we're going to be a real health and wellness company with really healthy products. The health comes first. And like my mentor shared with me, many years ago when I got started, he said, Corey, if you focus on people's health and you truly care, then the money is going to chase you down, and that's exactly what's happened. And so when we launched Yoli, we launched with these 2 drinks that I'm going to share with you here a little bit more about here in a moment. Also, we have our Alkalite. We've got a very special guest on the line with us that's going to share a little bit about pH balance and this massive trend in the marketplace. And then coming very soon, we've got a couple few new products that we're getting ready to launch that are going to be the catalyst to take Yoli and just explode it. So let's talk, though, right now about what we have, what we launched the company with. Our first product you see here is called Truth. And, people ask, why did you call it Truth? Well, we called it Truth because we wanted to get the truth out there about health products in the marketplace. So we decided to put together a product with all the antioxidants that people have come to love, like acai and goji and pomegranate. We threw in some resveratrol, which is the healthy nutrient found in red wine. We threw in additional antioxidants, and then a digestive blend to help people digest those nutrients and their food, because a lot of people suffer with digestive health, and we left in all the good, but we didn't add any of the bad. So there's no sugar, there's no chemicals, very low calories. We use stevia as a sweetener, which is an all-natural leaf. So this is an awesome product. It's very family-friendly, strengthens the immune system, provides powerful antioxidants, can promote healthy weight loss, and really just support your overall health and well-being. Now, the second product that we launched with Yoli here was Fun Active Formula, and this is a new kind of sports and recovery drink. It has 333 milligrams per serving of our patented alkylate ingredient. Alkylate is a combination of 3 minerals that are put together in a very complex way, so complex that we have 8 patents on the technology and 27 structure function claims on file with the FDA. This product allows you to just maximize your performance, boost your energy, boost your endurance, improve your recovery time, and promote body alkalization. Of course, it has no sugar like our Truth, no chemicals, no preservatives, and no fillers. Anyone who's drinking, for instance, Gatorade or any type of a fruit beverage, this is a super, super healthy alternative. Now moving forward, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about pH balance because this is a huge trend today in health and wellness. There's a ton of books that have been written about it. There's all sorts of alkaline water that has hit the marketplace. Here you see a couple that I saw at Whole Foods a few weeks ago. And so we have a solution. We have a one-of-a-kind product, has 8 patents, as I mentioned, and it's called Alkylate. It's our body pH enhancer, scientifically proven, potent, whole-body alkalization. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite on the line here tonight a very special guest. She's a world-leading pH expert. She's a very well-known author and really committed her life to discovering the secret to health, endorsed by top healthcare professionals around the world. And we're just delighted to have her as part of our team here at Yoli. Toni, are you on the line with us?
I am here, and so excited to be here tonight.
Well, thank you, Toni. It's always great to hear your voice. You're always bubbly and have lots of energy for us. And I would venture a guess that a lot of that has to do with, alkalizing, something that you've been just a huge advocate of ever since you got very, very ill many years ago. And so maybe you could just share a little bit with everybody about your background and how you came to discover this secret to optimal health.
I'd love to, Corey, and it's so amazing to me where my life is now versus where it was 33 years ago, because 33 years ago I was taken to the hospital with a fever of about 104, tried for days and days and days to break it and couldn't, and they found that I had an extremely, extremely low white blood cell count. And so they put me in an isolation room, and after about 7 days, they gave me 24 hours to live at that point if my white blood count didn't go back up. And so I just laid in the bed looking at my little children outside of that isolation window, and just a power rose up inside of me, kind of like a mother bear, and it's like, there's no one that I know that could raise those children better than me, and I want to live. So I made a strong declaration that I wanted to live. And for the first time in 7 days, the next morning I woke up and my white blood count had gone up. And so I had a ray of hope, and then I had a friend to come in that same afternoon, and he started talking to me about germs and about pH and about how Pasteur believed in the germ theory, that germs basically invade the body from the outside in. And that's what was happening with me. They said that I had some sort of a germ that they could not identify that was invading my entire body and was attacking my heart. And so I started listening to Taylor for the first time because he was, an organic food advocate, and I was, too busy selling real estate and eating on the run and eating everything that I know now was extremely acid forming, which was the basis of this germ that was attempting to take my life. And it was so wild because I decided after hearing what he had to say about the germ theory and how Pasteur believed that the interior of the human body is sterile and static, kind of like a spotless, clean Petri dish, and that there was another person at the time, and his name was Beauchamp, and Beauchamp, on the other hand, believed that disease is born in us. And his hypothesis was that the cell couldn't be the elementary unit of life as Pasteur thought, because he found that there were certain microscopic entities that he called microzymas within each cell that had the ability to evolve into bacteria under certain conditions. In other words, they changed their form from good to bad, and according to the condition of one's internal terrain. So I started reading, and I checked myself out of the hospital because after I heard what he had to say about pH, and after I heard what he had to say about how all of the acid-forming foods that I was eating was creating this internal terrain that was extremely acidic, giving those germs food to feed on, then I decided to go home and listen to what he had to say. I changed my eating habits, and within just a couple of months, I went back to the doctor, and this guy was like completely shocked. He says, I cannot believe, he says, something has happened that I can only call a miracle. So from that, I started eating a diet high in alkaline-forming foods, which are all the fruits and vegetables, and extremely low in acid-forming foods, which are all the processed foods that most Americans are eating today that are loaded with toxic chemicals. And so from that experience, it took me all over the world. I mean, I went to Switzerland and started studying with Dr. Rao, who has done some studies with some other physicians, and they're finding that it's really true that the internal terrain, like Beauchamp found years ago, is absolutely everything. And pH balance, that acid-alkaline balance, that perfect balance of 7.0, is what drives that terrain toward health or toward disease. So that's why I'm so excited about Yoli and about Alkalite, because I know for a fact, Corey, because now I'm a clinical nutritionist after all of these years, and I know for a fact that most of my clients that have come to see me over the years, that most of them were not as dedicated to changing their diet as I was. And that's why I'm so excited about the product called Alkalite, because people can literally take that product, which I've seen in the laboratory, and after a couple of weeks, I've seen people's pH shift so dramatically that that's why my partner, Dr. Richard Anderson, and I have gotten so involved and are so excited about Yoli and what you have with Alkalite.
Well, Toni, coming from somebody that's a world-leading pH expert with just an awesome book on the subject that just really opened up my eyes to how important pH balance is in the body, and I'm showing the quote by Lauren LaBelle because that was pretty awesome with what he said, and just all the different support that you've gotten. And to have you, both you and Dr. Anderson here on board with us is just a real special treat, because I know you've traveled the world and dedicated your life to sharing the message of pH and alkalinity, and search for different products. And the fact that you settled on Alkalite is just it's awesome, and we appreciate your contribution here.
You're so welcome. It's pH has definitely changed me forever, and the knowledge of pH and our potential. I call pH, of course it's called potential of hydrogen, but I call it our potential for health.
Well, as you learn more about it, and we don't have time really on today's webinar to go through it all, but when you learn more about this patented ingredient, Alkalite, and how it can help alkalize the body so quickly and so effectively, there's so many uses for it. Everyone's so acidic today, it manifests as acid reflux or GERD or heartburn. And Alkalite is actually scientifically proven to be 12 times stronger than Tums and 17 times stronger than Maalox. You can see one gentleman was able to replace this entire table full of different products with just simply using Alkalite. Here you go. Here you see again the different bullets here on it. But it's actually scientifically proven to help reduce body acidity in less than 1 week after getting on a loading dose. I'm going to teach you how you can actually get a bottle of Alkalite free through our wellness challenge. Gout is also on the rise. You never heard about gout. Gout also, of course, being caused by uric acid and just too much consumption of acidic foods. Everything we're consuming, from dairy to meat, everything that we consume, coffee, most of the beverages in the marketplace, pizza, pasta, most everything is acidic, so it's critical that we counteract that by alkalizing. And let's face it, most people aren't going to switch their diet and start consuming a ton more fruits and vegetables. And so here's just a simple way to counteract it. And you've got to really understand why it's so important to alkalize, and you can do that. You can visit our website, alkalite.com. There's a few videos there, one by Tony Robbins, which is pretty cool, talking about how people aren't overweight, but they're over-acidic. And here's a video with Dr. Anderson that goes deep into the science if you really want to get the real understanding of how pH works in the body. And we even have a demo video where you can see the power of Alkalite working with your own eyes. When people see that, they're flabbergasted. They just can't believe it, and they immediately want to get on the product. And so before I share with you how you can get a bottle for free, who do you know today that wants to lose some weight? Who do you know who wants more energy? Who do you know who wants to boost their immunity, put on more muscle, improve cardiovascular health, or just age slower and more gracefully? Well, I mentioned a couple new products we're getting ready to launch. It's got everyone across Yoli Nation is just in a state of just incredible excitement, because this marketplace is so huge. Over $100 million is spent daily on the weight loss market alone. But when you survey the marketplace, similar to the beverages that are out there that we've been discussing, a lot of the products leave a lot to be desired. And so we're coming out with a product called YES, that stands for Yoli Essential Shake, and it has biologically active whey protein. When you process the whey, just like when you process anything else, it really loses its life-giving properties. And whey has been used for over the centuries. It's had tremendous healing properties, and we're bringing it back in this non-denatured form. And we're adding some other ingredients, some patented probiotic, some omega-3s, 2 different herbs that help fat metabolism, and the whole program that we're launching is going to literally teach anyone, regardless of whether you've attempted to lose weight before successfully or not, to lose a lot of weight very quickly, 7 to 15 plus pounds in your first week, and then safely, and then keep it off. It's really an amazing program, and you're here at the very, very beginning. We haven't even launched this product yet. We are hosting a leadership conference in October. We're going to be officially launching it. We've got people on a test trial, and it's just going to be a very exciting launch. There's a couple other products in it. One of them is a very healthy Thermo Energy product. You know, energy drinks, despite the recession, have just exploded, yet they're terrible for you. We all know this. It doesn't take rocket scientists to know that Rockstar or Red Bull or Monster, I mean, it's garbage. It's sugar water with a bunch of synthetic ingredients that give you some false energy. You might feel a little energy, but then you're going to crash and burn. And so our answer to that is called passion. We're going to help you live life with more passion with this Thermo Energy blend that works in conjunction with the Yes and the other products to help you turn your body into a fat-burning machine. And we're not going to get into everything here. I just want you to know that timing and positioning is everything. And you're going to see an absolute explosion in the marketplace when we introduce these products. We've got some incredible programs that we're going to be launching around it that have never been launched before. And so what you want to do right now is you just want to position yourself. You want to go ahead and get started on the products. Like I mentioned, with our Wellness Challenge, you can actually get a bottle of Alkalite free, or you can come on board with our business. We send you out our Freedom Challenge kit. It's $9.95. You're pretty much just paying shipping and handling. But let's talk about the Wellness Challenge. You know, customers are the foundation of any business, and we believe so strongly that you're going to feel something. You're going to feel results, tangible results on our Alkalite, that we're going to ship you out a bottle free. And what that does is it really solves the number one challenge that people face. They don't like to sell. And so we just allow you to go out there. We've got some very simple coupons that you can hand out, and it just gives anybody, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call, whether you've had success in this business before, whether you're a newbie, whatever your experience level is or bank account, it doesn't matter. You can go out there and you can start creating success. People who have never successfully enrolled customers or distributors are able to do so now successfully because of this program. Now, the Freedom Challenge Kit gives you the business side of the story to evaluate Yoli, and we just want you to be able to come on board risk-free, take a look at what we have. We know you're going to be so impressed that you're going to immediately want to get started. You're going to want to order all of our products to try. We do give you some samples with the Freedom Challenge Kit, but what we really suggest that you do is come on board with what we call our business in a box. And I'm showing here right now, we've got a tremendous corporate support team that really steps up and assists you like no other company has done before. In other words, our call center are trained to dial out to your customers and your distributors on your behalf and go to work for you, build those relationships, educate them on additional products, and any sales that they make above and beyond what they originally came in on, you get all the credit for. So let's say that somebody upgrades to a business in a box. This is a $499 package, retails for $800. So it's a $300 savings. You get everything you need to get your business started. And let me share with you a little bit about what's in there. You get 130 product samples of our Truth and Fun. The Alkalite also comes in convenient packets that you can sprinkle over highly acidic foods and beverages and remove the acidity before you actually consume the beverage. For instance, 90% of the acidity being removed from a coffee, which is obviously a very popular beverage. You also get some demo drops with that business in a box because this is a demonstratable product. You can watch that video and see what I'm talking about. That's at alkalite.com. Also, you're going to get 200 free trial coupons. I talked about those. This is what the business trial free coupon looks like. Here's what the product free trial coupon looks like, so you can start just generating customers and happy product users. 4 bottles of Alkalite, 370 servings of Truth and Fun in our bulk powder pouches. That drives the price down to just 69 cents a serving. And look how much money you can participate as a BIB Bonus Club member. When you come on board with the business in a box, you can do it right away, or you've got up to 2 weeks to examine our Freedom Challenge Kit to upgrade and still upgrade for that $499 savings, there are $300 savings. And by simply going out and introducing Yoli to other people, either via the product or the opportunity or both, you can start building immediate cash flow. You can see it quickly. You can generate thousands of dollars. And again, whether you upgrade to the BIB, your new enrollees, or our call center does it, you still get these bonuses, $150 on the first level, $75 on the second, $50 on the third. And we've got a real opportunity for those out there that are ready to get serious to create a 6 or some of you even a 7-figure annual income. And if you enroll 4, your business in a box is free. Plus you've got some extra cash. So there's multiple ways to get paid. Become a distributor, get on our auto ship program. We've got a break-even bonus where you can zero out the cost of your monthly auto ship by having just a very few customers, as little as 2 to at most 6 customers. Your product is free. We've got 10 different ways to get paid. But for the big upfront bonuses, again, it's that BIB, that business in a box that you want to be focused on. We've created a system with websites and all sorts of tools that you can use to go out there. And really the products are going to sell themselves. If you just go out there and introduce them to people, you're going to see that you're going to start moving forward very, very quickly. So it's really time to make a decision. We've got a few different ways to get started. We've got the Wellness Challenge. We've got the Freedom Challenge. You could do both of these at once. So for $20, you're in business, bam. Or you could do the BIB, as I mentioned. This is the #1 way to get started, and we've got some lower-priced wellness kits as well. And so, we discussed how the economy is shifting. It's shifting into an entrepreneurship mode. Those are going to be the winners instead of the losers in today's economy and moving into the future. So set an income goal here at Yoli. Go for 5-star. It's very, very simple to hit the 5-star position. That's really the starting point here. You can start getting your product for free, as I mentioned, with our break-even bonus. And just plug into the system. Start plugging away. You're in business for yourself but not by yourself. We're going to assist you. You've got a whole group, a whole community of people, like-minded individuals that are here to assist you in getting your enterprise started. And, again, thank you for your time tonight. It's a very serious time in our country's history. And again, in all economies, there are winners and there are losers. Yoli is a company that's firmly positioned both for today and tomorrow. You're going to see some remarkable things over the course of the next couple months that take this to the next level. And you're never going to be able to say again that you weren't at the very beginning of something huge first, because you were. You're here right now. And so it's time to take action. Just get back to the person who invited you on this webinar. Thank them for sharing this with you. And go ahead and get started. I want to be the first one to welcome you aboard. This is Corey Citron signing off from Los Angeles, California. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, Corey.